Allow me to tell you a story. This story is from Fort Lannister, Nebraska. I was 15 when I heard on the news about 4 individuals who had been killed because they were investigating the recent happenings on Myspace. Back in 2004. Then when everything went wrong, everything had gone from bad to worse. The 4 youths that had been running around on Myspace, it was bad. The 4 individuals were named in the news as the same serial killer Scooter Braun had gone and eluded capture. After months upon months, I started to take notice. Scooter Braun was the one who evaded capture until he was arrested. Those poor lost souls, I thought to myself. What could they have done to deserve such cruel fate? Then it hit me. We, as a people in Fort Lannister, Nebraska, don't really know why. So I go to my mom and I ask her, why is it that we always see on the news reports of youths disappearing and youths dying in very horrific ways and dying very horrific deaths? There was a 707,000 or 70,561 price on the head of Scooter Braun. It was a 70,561 wanted price on his head. He was a federal criminal. He was on the FBI's most wanted list, along with the drug dealer named Justin Bieber, who dealt drugs for the cartel in 2005. Justin Bieber was a part of the Colombian cartel and did drug trafficking for Catalina. And he was on the FBI's most wanted list, as he was a drug mule. And the whole entirety of Justin Bieber's gang career, he had been wanted, been arrested, and then when they finally got him, he spent 5 consecutive life sentences for drug trafficking and drug pushing for Catalina and Miguel. And I asked my father, why? Why is it that we live in a world full of awful things happening? I said to him. And he responded right back, well, son, we live in a very, very messed up world where the tenets of justice doesn't stick and the laws of order isn't particularly obeyed. Then I went to school the next day. I went to Rockwood High School the next day. My best friend, who was a girl, GB Wolf. GB Wolf was my best friend since elementary school. We plotted to go to Rockwood High School together. GB Wolf knew a lot about what was going on, but she didn't want to get involved because she didn't want to end up on Scooter Braun's very own radar of his next victims. The string of disappearances been deafening. So many things happen on Main Street and Elm Avenue. That's where all the disappearances in Fort Lancaster happened. Fort Lannister had an issue with a regular string of disappearances. A regular string of disappearances all throughout the 2000s. And it was very bad. The Myspace reports of various shady and criminal things have been happening on Myspace. But Tom didn't know what was going on his platform, nor did he care. Since how he let everything go to waste. Influencers on Myspace were coming up missing, trying to garnish a lot of following. It was bad. The gang wars, the crime that was going on, and with what happened is what happened. So I go to my sister. I go to my sister, Miley Gomez, and I ask her to look into the reasons for everything being the way they are. So she replied and responded, "Sure, brother." And then, with everything that's been going on, and everything that has been going on for a long time, I was the one who went to school the very, very next day, and on Quarry Road, the very nature of the quarry being enacted, the quarry happened. And when the quarry happened to have big ol' issue, we all know, since then, things have not been the same. Everybody and their mother knew what happened. So everybody and their mother knew the risks. So many families were hurt, and so many of them lost their lives. And so many youths happened to know what happened. But when the very youths that Miley Gomez was looking into, it turns out most of the youths had been put in the cemetery, small little cemetery. And after that, after so many youths that were coming up missing and turning up dead, most of them were dismembered. Too many young kids died around that time. And then the news reports had caught on. Then the string of gang warfares happened. So many gang members in Fort Lannister, Nebraska were shot as an unknown youth and his twin brother were running around. The crime rates happened, and once every person that has ever been dealt with, and we all know the two youths that were looking into this stayed 55 steps ahead of Scooter Braun and his cronies, the local gangs.
Chase him down!
And so far, the two youths, a dude and his brother, were the ones who were raised in a vigilante family. Then, only then, they were looking deeper into the Myspace deaths going around on Myspace. As the youths were coming up missing, I distinctly remember seeing a few of my friends from school disappearing. GB Wolf was the only one that didn't disappear. Thank whatever gods that she didn't disappear like everyone else in school. Like every other student in school disappeared. It was not very helpful that I lost so many friends. And by the time I graduated, it was just me and and GB Wolf that stayed in close contact. And over time, I drove to her place after I got my license. Then, after I got done driving to her place, I parked outside of her apartment. She invited me inside, but we caught up on old times. I hope you enjoyed this story. This is the third Myspace horror story.
Stop recording.